Campione,
It's
Campiones,
campione!
ole, ole,
Ole, ole, ole!
ole.
Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. We're gonna
Liverpool
win the league.
champions of the Premier League for 24-25. And my new champions shirt arrived yesterday, so
Oh, isn't
proudly
that
wearing it.
beautiful?
It may be the only time I wear it because it might get framed and go straight to the pool room.
Love it. Love it.
Anyway,
Oh, what
welcome
a
to another edition of the Hot Air Sports Podcast with me, Macca, and my good mate, Mahona. Oh, doesn't it feel great having a big trophy to lift on Monday morning, New Zealand time?
mate. We haven't even spoken since we've won the champion since we won the Premier League, have we, mate? And it's just been absolutely glorious. Our players have been permanently on holiday, on and off the field. Um, they really don't care. I don't care either. It's only the second league we've won in 30 years. If you
Yeah,
can't celebrate it and not give a shit about the rest of the season, then who cares? I mean, it's been interesting what's happening in the rest of the league and all that sort of stuff. But as far
yeah.
as Liverpool goes, mate, you just have to give it to them. You just have to give it to them. What a
Oh,
performance this
absolutely.
year. We didn't pick it. I mean, we pick Liverpool every fucking year. We didn't pick them this
Yeah,
year. I picked City, you picked Arsenal, and we both got our picks massively wrong.
yep, yep.
Glorious, glorious result for Slot. And now the interesting period begins, doesn't it? Because it's like redeveloping of the team. Even though we won the league, we got to strengthen in certain key areas, and that's what it's going to be all about this off season.
Absolutely. And you see, Arsenal have actually picked up a trophy this year.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, it's the more points than Liverpool will get this year when
Oh
they finish
yeah,
second trophy.
yeah, yeah. Add them up. Add them up. Oh,
Yeah,
mate, Michael Arteta's a bitter, confused
he
little
is, isn't he?
Spaniard, isn't he? He's just like, mate.
Oh,
They must be equally pissed off now that Tottenham
oh.
won the Europa League. Tottenham have a genuine argument that they've had a better season now than Arsenal.
Yep,
Arsenal once again finished with nothing, and Tottenham won their first trophy in however long, 30
17
years,
years. Yeah,
17 years. Yeah. But
I actually got up and early and watched that game. More more for the fact that I just wanted to see United get thumped
me too.
than
Oh,
Spurs winning, and I was pretty happy when Spurs won.
it was an awful game of football, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
it was basically exactly what I expected. Two teams with no confidence, just basically shitting their pants every time they were on the ball. That was the thing. There was no passes going. It was horrible football.
yeah.
The goal was pretty average. There's a serious argument now for saying that Tottenham definitely are better without Harry Kane, though. And I
Now I'll
just
tell
thought
you what.
for me, the best thing about yesterday was seeing Son lift the trophy. I mean, I
Yeah,
love that guy. He's won nothing. He's got so much abuse, and he's been injured for a lot of this season as well. I just thought that was so good for him, so good for him to lift that trophy. And I hope, and I don't think they will. I know they're going to sack Ange. I know they are. He should have just walked out of the conference yesterday and said, "See ya," drop the mic
yeah,
and gone. But yeah, they're crazy to do that, in my opinion. I know that he's showing that he can change his style of football. At the
yep.
beginning of the
Oh,
year, he was
absolutely.
playing crazy football,
Ange
such a high
ball.
line. Yeah, and now he's showing that he can be a bit more pragmatic
Mm,
and they had a lot of injuries yesterday again. And
yeah.
he never whinges about the injuries like Arteta does he?
Oh,
Just gets on with it.
absolutely. Now,
So well done.
if you'd
Well
put
done,
a bet
Tottenham.
on at the beginning, a multi at the beginning of the season at the TAB, with Liverpool winning the Premier League, Newcastle winning the League Cup,
Hmm.
Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup, and Spurs winning the Europa League, what do you reckon that would have been paying?
Well, I heard somewhere the other day that without the Europa League, without that part, the first three leagues, it was 2,500 to one. That's
Wow.
what I heard. So with the Europa Leagues, you maybe double it, and and then maybe if Inter win the Champions League as well,
Yeah,
or either or. I mean,
yeah.
PSG, no one would have said PSG either. So yeah, man, it's been a year of upsets, hasn't it? In so many sports
Yeah.
as well.
I actually I did something I haven't done since Liverpool were last in the FA Cup final too, was got up. Well, I actually didn't get up. I slept in my lazy boy chair and woke up at 2:30 to watch the FA Cup final. And I'm so
Nice.
glad I did
Yeah.
because Palace were just brilliant. They
What a
just
game.
defended so well,
They did.
and City just couldn't do a thing. Like
Nah.
they had Haaland had that chance early on, which Henderson saved,
Yep.
and for the rest of the game, I just thought Palace defended so well, and I'm so happy they won the cup.
Oh, I'm so, so happy for them as well. And Eze, what a player. What a player. I'd love Liverpool to sign him. I mean, I know he's probably a bit old now for us to sign him, but well, yeah, they just played such great counter-attacking football. They play a
Yeah,
beautiful style for a counter-attacking team, don't they? Mateta up front. But Henderson must have been the luckiest guy at Wembley, man. I mean, if that was the other way around, and it had been the Manchester City goalie that handled outside the box, we would have been gutted. I mean, you make your own luck. I know all that sort of stuff, but how the hell did they get that wrong? The first time I saw it, I thought, "Oh my God, he's off. He's
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
He's got his red card," and then they just didn't do anything about it. It's just
Yeah.
strange. But what? Yeah, that was just so good. I mean, Crystal Palace never won a trophy, never won
First
anything.
ever major trophy. That's just
Incredible. And I was,
it is.
trying to show it to the missus and saying, no, there's great grandfathers and grandfathers and and sons and dads. None of them have ever seen them win anything. So
Yeah.
Glasner, what a job he's done as well. It'll be interesting to see whether they can keep the team together, Crystal Palace, because I think the Vultures could be circling for a few of their players. Wharton in
Yeah, well, you've
midfield.
got I mean, Gahey at centre back's highly regarded, and you've already mentioned Eze,
Yep.
and Mateta too. I think he could move on to a big club in the next year or
Yep.
so.
And Wharton
Um,
in the midfield, man. I really
yeah,
rate him.
Adam Horton. Well, he's already
Yeah.
been capped by England, hasn't he?
He has. He has. He should have been capped more, but Southgate didn't. Chose Jordan Henderson and other luminaries over him. So, um, yeah, man,
Yeah,
they've got a great side.
I think the other thing we should talk about is the battle for these European Champions League places. It's
Oh,
a it's
I just watch the results come in and watch how the table falls. It's too hard for me. I
it
can't work
is
it
too
out,
hard,
mate.
isn't
It's
it?
like, yeah, every
I
weekend
mean,
it
you've
changes.
oh exactly, and going into the last week, you've got Man City on 68 and third, down to seventh, Nottingham Forest on 65.
Yeah.
And
And then if Chelsea win the Conference League, does that
yeah,
change things as well? So it's sort of like,
well, they'll go into the Europa League, I think.
yeah, see,
Um,
that's the thing. I don't know.
yeah,
You don't come here for the knowledge on league tables. You come here for the
yeah,
passion.
exactly. But I mean, if Nottingham Forest beat Chelsea in that last game,
Yeah,
that really throws the cat amongst the pigeons.
absolutely.
And the likes of Newcastle and Aston Villa, they have to win their games if they're to stay
They
in
do.
contention.
They do.
Obviously, Newcastle's got a far better goal difference than Villa, but Forest has got a better goal difference than Villa. Not as good as
And
Newcastle.
and Tottenham don't care. They're in the Champions League.
Exactly.
It's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
A team that's
quite right.
16th. Yeah, it could go either way. I mean, I'm kind of hoping Forest get in there. I'd like to see them
Yeah, I'd love to see
in
Forest
Europe.
in there.
You know, um, I'm not. I mean, okay, we've got to talk about the other thing though. We got to talk about Man United. I know it's not our favorite topic, but what the hell are they going to do now? I mean, they had to win yesterday, really.
Yeah.
The owners said that they're going to run out of money by. He said this is before they lost yesterday, without Champions League qualification. He said they're going to run out of money by April next year or so, in a year's time. So, yeah, are they just
Well,
going to sack all the cafeteria staff and I just don't know what
so
they're
the,
going to do. Who are they going to sign? Who? They were looking at certain players, but they're not going to come because they're not going to have Champions League. They're going to have to sell a bunch of players. I
well,
just don't know.
the headline in the Daily Mail, and I know we don't trust the Daily Mail, but
Yeah,
they're saying Hoyland, Anthony, Marcus Rashford, and Jaden Sancho are
yeah,
top of the transfer list.
yeah.
So
But who's going
there's
to give
that
you a
lot.
lot of money for them now? You know?
Well, Fernandez has actually offered to transfer to Saudi,
Oh, has he?
and give them a bucket of money. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. So
I,
So give up your best player.
yeah, basically,
Oh,
I think he's a bit of a, I think he should go anyway. If I was a United fan,
mm.
I would not be happy that he's my captain. because of
No,
all his antics.
but they don't have any other options. I mean, other than making Harry Maguire captain. I mean, who was captain, and
Who
he's
they've
more of
just
a
re-signed to another
he's
new contract.
he's more of a striker than a defender these days. They've just got no one. They've just got no options for that. I understand what you're saying about Bruno, but he is their best player. He is by
Oh, he
miles,
is.
and
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and yeah, he goes missing in big games and all that sort of stuff. But I just don't understand. It's just Chook's coming home to roost. It's kind of hilarious if you're any other supporter of any other team, because for so long they were top of the tree. But
Yep.
man, they are just getting things. Liverpool for 20 years got it wrong, but I don't think we ever got it as wrong as what they're getting it now, other than when we hired Roy Hodgson. You know,
Yeah, well, the lowest we finished in that 30 years in the Premier League was eight,
there you go.
and United are going to finish 16th or 17th.
And if there weren't those three shit teams that came up this year, they would have been relegated this year, man. If those teams,
Well, in fact, their points total would have had them relegated in seven of the last 10 seasons.
bloody hell. Bloody hell. There you go. That's why you come here.
Yep.
Stats like that. Hey, the poor old United, rip up the
Yeah, wow,
script,
wow,
start
wow.
again, start again.
Well, I think they need a new goalkeeper too.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably just need to get rid of all those Ajax players their previous manager signed. I mean, why did they sign them in the first? I like
Do you think they might be ruining getting rid of David De Gea a couple of years ago?
maybe getting rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the way it's going, mate. They're probably like, when Ole was at the bus and there was no one, at the wheel, we were all laughing. But mate, it's
Yeah.
so much worse now.
I mean that
It's
their manager now, Amarim, he has proven he's a good manager when he
Yes, he
was at
has.
Sporting Lisbon.
Yep.
Um, but it reminds me of a saying going right back to before Alex Ferguson took over United when Ron Atkinson was their manager.
Yeah.
And they had some great players in their side, but it was always, and Liverpool were winning everything in sight. And I remember somebody might have been might have been Shankly after he'd retired,
Yeah.
saying that a champion team will always beat a team of champions.
Yep.
And I think that's the case now. They've got really good players in that side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mason Mount has been playing really well recently.
He has. He
Um,
has. He's finally
you
got
know,
fit. I mean,
he's finally got fit for starters.
yeah. Yeah.
Fernandez, obviously, we were just talking about.
Yeah, they've got a
Um,
couple of good fullbacks too.
yep,
Delo's played well. Mazraoui's not that bad. I mean,
yep,
I don't think Hoyland and Xerxes are that bad. I just don't think they've got any confidence. I just think
no,
they're completely devoid of confidence. Xerxes, they're wanting to get rid of him already. He's been there 6 months. It's like, give the guy
yeah,
a chance. I mean, I don't know. And then there's talk about all the players they're going to sign, and you're sort of like, well, are they any better than the ones you got? I just think get rid of what you don't want, get in some players you do want, play a system. At the moment, he's trying to play a system where the players don't fit it.
yeah.
But they've got to give him a chance. I mean,
Oh,
if they don't,
absolutely.
if they decide to sack him maybe 6 months into next season, they're not going to get any better, are they? So you
Yeah, they've
just
got
got
to
to.
give him a transfer window to
They have
to
to.
try and improve.
They have to.
And he's just got to get them playing as a team. I mean,
Yeah,
he
exactly.
all he can't go into next season thinking we're going to win the league. He's got to
No.
go in saying European qualifications the top
Yep.
priority,
Yep.
or
And
to
a
win a
cup
League
run.
Cup or an FA Cup.
Yep, and a cup run. Yep, exactly. Win a trophy of some description. It doesn't matter what it is. Aim for the cups. Aim for a bit of
Yeah,
European. Yeah, well, they can't do European, can they?
no, well they're not. They're not
What
in
am I
Europe next
saying?
year.
It's just unbelievable. Man United. Man United. Just shocking.
Oh
Anyway,
well,
we've spoken enough about them.
yeah, yeah. Who
Uh,
cares? Um, just looking forward for Liverpool. It looks like we've already signed Jeremy Frimpong
it does. It does.
from Leverkusen,
Although
attacking
my
forward.
concerns with him, he's more of a wing back than a right back, so I don't
He is.
really. I mean, maybe he's going to cover Mo. Um, I don't really know. It's going to be so. And then if we sign, we're looking at obviously on the other side, Kirk is
Yep.
maybe as a left wing back, which means bloody hell, it's going to be interesting to see next year, man. I mean, if we've got
I think
the one thing, one
if we sign Kirkies, it'll be thanks to agent Zavozlai,
absolutely, yeah, his fellow
fellow Hungarian.
Hungarian. Um, but the thing both of those players have, which our team lacks a little bit, is gas, mate. Gas.
Yeah.
Both of those guys are rapid, and I think that could be a calling card for what Slot wants to see next year. I think faster down the flanks, whipping in those crosses, and maybe signing a centre forward. Who the fuck are we going to sign up front, mate?
Well, I actually not sure we will sign a centre forward.
Ooh,
I well,
Florian
I'm
Wirtz is the
hoping that Florian Wirtz is the guy,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm quite happy with Luis Diaz at centre forward. I think
Yeah,
he's
but
done a great job.
I think they're going to sign. I think they're going to sell Luis Diaz. They're getting
I hope
apparently.
not.
Me too. I can't understand why people want to get rid
I
of
love
him.
him.
And
I
it just,
absolutely love him.
mate, 100% effort every time. That's what I love about Luis Diaz.
Yep.
He doesn't always have great games, but he always gives you 100%, right? And
Yep.
yeah, I love him too. I would not get rid of Luis Diaz either, but there's talks about it, and I just don't think as well you can get rid of so many front players all at once. I mean, what are we going
Mm,
to do? We're going to get rid of Chiesa, we're going to get rid of Darwin, we're going to get rid of Jota, and then we're going to get rid of Diaz. So we're going to get rid of four of the,
yeah.
get rid of all of them. So yeah, that's a lot of work to be done. But
Um.
I would like a centre forward. I would.
Yeah.
Um, be nice.
I don't. It's not going to be Isak. He's going to be too expensive.
No, no, no. It won't be him.
Um.
Maybe Osserman would be nice, but he's apparently a bit of a dickhead and wants big wages.
Yeah. There's
Gorkares.
Ekatike. There's another
Yeah,
one.
he's every time I watched him, I've not been impressed though.
Mm.
Uh, who's the other one? Oh, they were talking about the one that is it Patrick Schick? Is it him or the one that Arsenal's been after for a little while? Maybe him next year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man. Gorkares is the interesting one for me. I
Mm.
mean, he scored 1 million goals this year, but apparently he's not up for the European Golden Ball because of tariffs. Did you know that?
Oh,
Because the Portuguese league, the goals only count for 1.5 or something, and all the bigger leagues count for double. Weird, eh? Weird. But yeah, he scored
crazy.
something like 45 goals in the league this year. Absolutely ridiculous. Close to 60 goals in all comps. Absolutely crazy. So I'd love a goal scorer that could just a poach, someone that could just bang them in. Haven't
Oh,
had that
yeah.
for so long.
We sort of we sort of have got that in Jota, but he's always injured,
Well, he's so up and down.
and he is so up and down. Yeah.
Sometimes he comes into the team and he bangs it. He just looks like a predator. And other times he comes in and it looks like he doesn't even know what a fucking football is. It just rebounds off his foot and he goes 1 million miles. He shoots for goal. It goes. It's more of a I don't know a field goal in rugby.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place.
I think the thing that's pleased me this year, especially with Diaz, is he's got 13 goals in the Premier League this
He
year,
has.
and
He
he's
has.
had basically a full season,
Yeah.
which is the first time since he signed for Liverpool
Yeah.
that he's had a
Yeah.
full season. He had a good preseason and has been relatively injury free. I think he might have missed a handful of games in the middle of the season, but he came back stronger and
And he
just
had
is just
no kidnappings to deal with this year, which is
yeah, well, there was that
probably
too.
made a difference for him. But
Yeah.
what about Florian Wirtz, mate? I mean, that if we
Oh,
sign him, he is a class player. That guy. If you watch, there's a few things on YouTube. Obviously, don't go too
mm,
deep into those sorts of things because they can be, misleading. But the way that guy moves with a football at his feet
yeah.
reminds me a bit of. I mean, I don't De Bruyne. I mean, he's pretty close. I mean,
Yep.
and if he just looks
Yeah, I've
so
seen him. I've seen him play a handful of times for Germany, and he just brings that attack together.
it's
Um,
beautiful, eh?
him
Beautiful to watch.
him and Musiala
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Bayern Munich that, and they don't really. I mean, I know they haven't really had a strong recognised number 9, have they?
No,
Germany
no.
since closer, really Miroslav
Yes, it's
Klose.
closer. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They've had full crew, haven't they? But he's sort of only in the last year or so, and he's
Yeah.
pretty average. Um,
And I think if Liverpool signs Wirtz, I think
mm,
they'll just stay with. Diaz as centre
Yeah, you can
forward,
play a false nine anyway, can't
and
you?
Verts could play a false nine
You could. Yeah,
with
exactly.
Szoboszlai just behind him.
Okay, well,
Um,
what about a midfielder? Would you want another midfielder?
nah, don't need another midfielder. We've got
I
plenty
don't know.
already.
I'm still worried about Graven. I'm not the biggest Gravenberch fan. I know so many people said, "Oh, he's close to Player of the Year." He played well up until Christmas. After Christmas, he's been crap. He's been crap. I mean, I know he does a
Oh, I
bit of
don't know
stuff,
about
but
crack.
I just
It's not
don't.
been that bad.
No, so he goes missing, especially in the physical encounters. When we played Newcastle, he got bullied, mate. Um,
Yeah.
our best midfielder by a country mile this year has been Alexis McAllister by
Oh,
a mile,
100%.
and it's not a coincidence that Alexis McAllister has been out of the side the last three games we've lost. Um, we just don't have a midfield without it. I just think we need more. We need another player. We need a Wharton or someone that can just a bit more nous about him, a bit more tempo. I think Gravenberch's doing great, but I just still don't think he's a defensive midfielder. I just think he's a number 8. He's playing defensive midfield. Yeah, I'm not anti him. He just
He
flatters to
played,
deceive. Eh?
he played
I
as a
want to see.
defensive mid. He played as a defensive midfielder for Ajax, and
I,
that's
I
what
want to.
Bayern Munich signed him as.
I want to see a destroyer. I want to see someone in midfield. I want to see a Kante or a. I want to see someone just take the ball off instead of other midfielders running past him. I don't know. Anyway, just
You
my
want,
thoughts.
you want a Roy King, you big baby,
I
you big
do.
baby,
You big baby.
you big
Baby.
baby.
Stop being such a baby. Oh, I do love a bit of a Roy Keane rant. Love it.
Quite right, quite right.
Uh,
Well, I think we've done football to death for now. Of course, you will be watching the big Club World Cup coming up in June
oh,
in the United
can't
States. A massive tournament.
can't
Whatever.
wait, mate. The prize money's huge and the interest
Yep.
is not.
Oh,
The
come on,
interest.
Auckland City have got they've got a big game against Bayern Munich, first game up. Anyway,
Yeah, well.
enough of that.
Yep.
Talking
Yep.
talking A League, Auckland FC. What season they've had?
Oh,
Man,
amazing. Amazing season.
I
Top of
so
the
hope they crush Melbourne Victory this week, and then they'll have the final at Ericsson Stadium.
though at
Or
Ericsson like that, like that. Go
yeah,
media.
yeah,
Mount Smart. Yeah, exactly, mate. It's just gonna be yeah, it's just been an unbelievable season, really, hasn't it? I mean, first season in, you might have thought, oh yeah, they'll get a few, for the first couple of games, and then the crowds just stayed the same all the way through, didn't they? They just
yeah.
sold out. I know winning helps. It
Oh, it
definitely
does.
helps.
Yeah,
But the game day experience there is amazing. They've done so well. I'm not sure about this new stadium that they're talking about building. I just don't think that's big enough. I don't. Maybe I'm
yeah.
just ignorant to
Well,
that a little bit. But
when you're averaging crowds of 18,000 and you're only going to build a stadium of 12 and a
12
half,
or something.
15,000,
What's that about?
yeah,
Why? Why do you want to keep people? I know you probably. I know they're probably thinking we can't sustain that, but why? Why would you not want to think that you
mm,
could build a 20,000 seat stadium?
yeah,
I just don't. Yeah. Anyway, amazing in all other regards. They've done so well on
yep,
and off the field. Um, I think the captain's been done absolutely amazing as well. The Japanese fella at right back, he's been incredible. And yeah, man, we did well in that first semi. It was a long game. It
yeah,
was a late game. I
yep.
stayed up till the very end, and I thought he was up through on goal, and he hits both posts.
Oh,
Oh my God, two goals would have been amazing. They could have come home and relaxed, but
yeah.
yeah, Melbourne Victory will probably have a say though in that second leg. I don't think they'll just sit back. They'll go
Oh,
out and
no, they
try and
won't.
do something.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, it'd be incredible if we could have a final, a grand final at Mount Smart, wouldn't it?
oh, unbelievable. Be
Wouldn't it?
fantastic. And yeah, even though I'm a Phoenix supporter, go Auckland.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a Phoenix supporter too, mate. I'm a both.
Yeah,
Can't you? We
yeah.
can support both of them unless they're
Support
playing
the
each
New Zealand
other, and then
teams.
we have a bit of friendly banter. We
Yeah,
don't have to be
exactly.
like those online trolls that want to. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, they're only mentioning them and not us. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah. Now speaking of the Phoenix, they're going to have to do a lot over the break till the next A League, aren't they? They've already got lost a couple of influential players, and Scott Wooten, and
What
oh,
are they
who's
going to
the other
do,
one?
Macca? What are you're
Well,
closer to it than I am? Is Chiefy still going to be the coach?
well, yeah, he's been reappointed for next
Okay.
season. But
Yep.
in saying that, about five of their backroom staff got let go yesterday, including
Did
a
they?
couple of assistant coaches, the kit man,
Who who
the
who decided
head
that?
physiotherapist. I don't know, it'd be
Are they
the
gonna bring in people to replace them, or they're just
oh, I
sacked
would
all?
imagine so.
They're not doing a Man United. Just we need to cut costs.
Yeah.
Everyone's sacked. Um,
And I think the two Japanese players were only on 1 year contract, so
yeah, well, they flattered to deceive this year for the
they
for,
did,
for
didn't
the
they? They
Phoenix
were,
anyway. I mean, they were good at times, very
mm,
sporadically, weren't they?
yeah.
Um, yeah,
And then,
recruitment is it's always been a problem for the Phoenix.
yeah, it
Getting the
almost
right
seemed
players and
like,
holding on to
yeah,
them.
it almost seemed like, the Phoenix said, oh, the Auckland FC's got that Japanese guy. Let's get a
It
couple of
was.
Japanese guys.
It was, wasn't it? It's a little bit like that. Yeah, who knows? Who
I'm
knows
sure
whether
it
that was
wasn't, but
it did seem a little bit like that, didn't it? Yeah,
who
we need
knows?
Asian players too.
Yeah, yeah,
Go out and buy someone that's a name and get some people along to the game. That's what I
yeah,
think. I've been saying that for years in Phoenix. They were like, we're just not that sort of club. Well, maybe you just need to be that for a little while. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
where you might not win every game, but you get people along because
Mm.
I don't know, man. Whereas
That
Auckland are
was,
doing everything right in the game day experience, I've heard other things from the Phoenix fans.
yeah, yeah, it
Mm.
leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah,
Mind you, that's the same for just about every other sporting fixture in New Zealand. The
yeah,
entertainment factor is below zero. But
yep,
yeah, Auckland FC is doing it right. The
they
Warriors are
are.
doing it right.
Yep.
Um, the Blues are, oh no, they're not. Um,
Well, one thing I do need to be, I did mention the other day on my socials about the Jonah mural that they've got up at Eden Park now, which I thought was really, really nice. But I did sort of mention that I thought that it was about time they named a stand or put a statue up. Or we're just so slack at that, eh? We've mentioned this
yeah,
so many times. How bad are we at that in New Zealand, honouring our previous, greats of sporting endeavour in this country? We just, oh, no, here's your ticket for the South Stand at Eden Park. It's like, well,
yeah,
wouldn't that be nice if it said the Sean Fitzpatrick stand or the Jonah Lomu stand? Wouldn't that be
yeah.
nice?
Oh,
You know?
100%. 100%. Crusaders seem to be doing it right though. They have their Hall of Fame. They've got a
Yeah,
Hall of Fame. No, I don't know other franchise. I don't think has a Hall of Fame. They have a yearly induction ceremony the night before a home game.
yep.
Um, tell you
Well, if
what,
there's one
with that
one thing
with the
the
new
Crusaders,
stadium that they're building down there,
oh,
I would love to go down for a Hall of Fame
oh,
weekend. You know,
absolutely. Well, there's
just
one thing that the Crusaders have always done well, man. It's the culture, eh?
yeah,
From that first year, they were crap in that first year of Super Rugby. You and I can
yep,
actually remember back that far.
yeah,
Uh, they were crap in that first year, and then they just got it all right. From that year onwards, they said we can't have this again, and they turned it round, and they've just built a culture of excellence down there. And it
yep,
doesn't matter who's playing in that jersey; they just know that they're just securing it for the next generation and the previous generation. It's all black esque, isn't it? The
oh yeah,
Crusaders, and they've built that legacy on winning, and they do it better down there. I cannot
yep,
understand why the other franchises don't do something similar and honor the greats. I mean, look at Jerry
yeah. Well,
Collins, another one.
oh, exactly, yeah.
Give him a stand or
Well,
something. God,
he's got a park.
yeah, but they don't play Super Rugby there, do they?
No, they play NPC and
Yeah.
the Phoenix women's team play there.
Oh,
Um,
wow, fantastic.
at Jerry Collins Stadium in Porirua. Um, but yeah, I mean, I when I first became a member at Sky Stadium about
Mm,
5 years ago, I was invited along to a couple of members' meetings
mm.
where you provided some input and all that sort of thing. And I brought up this very thing about naming stands, and the response I got was, "Oh, but it's one big circular stand. You can't separate them." And
Oh,
I'm like, "Have you ever seen the Adelaide Oval?
exactly.
They've
That's
got one
ridiculous.
the stand on the western side,
Yeah, yeah,
which used to be the old Vic Richardson stand
yeah,
with the the tent poles, and is
Yep.
now magnificent three-tiered
Yeah.
stand.
Yeah.
You've got uh, sections 1 to 5 are the Gavin Wanganeen stand, sections 6 to 10 are the Mark Rasciuto
Yep.
stand, and so
Yeah,
on.
just it's not that hard. I mean, they
No,
did it at the
nothing.
Sydney Cricket Ground as well. Even as they added stand, it's a circular.
Yeah,
They just add extra stand. They say that's it. Even if you can't sort of tell where it begins and ends, it doesn't matter. Just put their fucking name up the top there, mate, and call it that. That's
yeah,
all you need to do. And I actually think the sponsors as well. When it's Go Media, oh no, no, we have to bring in the money for the sponsors. You could actually sell that to the sponsors and say, look, we're going to call it Sanyo, for argument, Sanyo Stadium or whatever. But what we're going to do, we're going to call it, give it a name of we're going to call it Sanyo Stadium at Sean Fitzpatrick, whatever. So you can
yeah.
actually get the sponsors on board with that as well, and they can get a little bit of extra kudos because that
Oh,
legend has been
exactly.
associated with them. There's ways and means of working around these issues, and it's such a simple thing to do. Just honor our greats, hey. We've got so
Yep,
many of them, and we just choose to
ignore them.
forget them, really.
Yep, quite right. We're starting to run out of time now. Quick word
Oh
on the
no!
Warriors, mate.
Oh
Second
no!
on the table.
Woo! Second on the table, we got the Green Machine at Mount Smart Stadium, Go Media Stadium on Sunday. That should be a tough one because we're down a couple of props. Mitch Barnett's playing
Yeah,
State of Origin, which is fantastic for him, and the Fish has been ruled out for a bit of a head high last week. That
that
game
was
last week.
that was tough, wasn't it? That call.
Oh, mate, and sending him to the bin, especially because our guy got smacked in the face earlier in the game, like bang right on the nose, broke his nose. Off you
Yeah.
go overhead. Anyway, I can't complain too much about the refs because it was a blatant knock on in the game that we got to try from and all that. And the thing is, the refs calls us. Look, the refereeing's terrible in the NRL. The bunker's even worse, and it goes both ways. But often when you're at the top, you get the calls. The
And the
Bulldogs
Bulldogs lost last night.
lost last night to the Dolphins. They were down a lot of players. Critter didn't play, their
Yeah.
captain, their inspirational captain, and a bunch of other players as well. So that's great for the Warriors. The Warriors can go top with a win against the Green Machine, but they smashed us in Vegas, and they
They
are a
certainly did.
very, very good team. They put 20 points on the Melbourne Storm, and then they came roaring back at halftime. I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough game. I'm going out there to barrack for my team. I can't
Good
wait
on
for
you.
it. It should be a great game. I'm really looking forward to it. Going there with Clint and Sean. Shout out to the boys. We'll make some noise on Sunday and cheer the boy. And the big talking point with the Warriors, of course, is Luke Metcalf. He's leading the Dally M's at the moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning performances from halfback. The chip and chase last week, mate, it was like Stacey Jones. I was like, that's the way. A little bit of off the cuff football. Absolutely loved it, mate. So, well, may that continue. And we've just re-signed Jacob Laban and Leka Halasima, which is absolutely fantastic because I know there's been a couple of Sydney clubs sniffing around Leka.
Yep.
He's just amazing. What an edge forward for a 19-year-old kid. Just an incredible player already.
Lick of
Such
the
a big
record.
future. Oh, I love him. Love Leka the Record, my favorite player. He's my new
Touching
favorite
on,
player.
yeah, touching on a couple other sports. Big series during the week in New York with the Yankees
Subway
playing the
Series.
Mets. Yeah,
Yeah,
Subway Series.
sure about that.
Juan Soto's first return to Yankee Stadium since he signed that mega deal with the Crosstown Mets. Apparently, he did a bit of
Worth every
assault
penny.
and was supposed to on the Sunday night game on ESPN was supposed to be mic'd up to talk to the commentators during the game.
Is that
Half an
right?
hour before the game, he said, "No, not doing it."
Really?
Yep,
No press.
because basically for Friday night, Saturday afternoon, both games, every time Juan Soto went up to bat, he got the Bronx cheer.
Of course he did. What
Boo!
is he? Why would he expect any different? Why would he? I mean, it's like Trent Alexander-Arnold at Anfield, isn't
Yeah,
it? I mean, why would you expect any different? I'm sorry. I mean, that's just how stupid are they? Some of these
exactly.
professional athletes, I just that's what you're going to get.
Yep, and apparently,
Did he
rumor
did he
has
play
it.
well though? Did he play well?
No, he didn't. He only got one hit in 3 games.
So the booing
Um,
worked.
it did. It did.
So
And he made a horrendous throw at one stage, which resulted in in a Yankees run, and
Well, he's going to get the booing every single time then, isn't he? Every
Yankees
time.
won the series 2-1. So,
And Aaron Judge, you have to talk a little bit about Aaron Judge for
oh,
a second. What a season he's having.
he is
Hey,
unbelievable.
he is
Um,
Babe Ruth. Can't
he's
pitch, but
batting.
man,
He's batting
oh,
just short. His average is just dipped below 400, which is
unbel-
just
that's
unbelievable.
nuts.
Only ever been done before once in a
I've never seen it.
complete
Never
season.
seen. Never seen
Ted
it. This.
Williams.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, not in our lifetime.
No, definitely not in
No.
our lifetime. So yeah, baseball season's ticking along nicely. Dodgers, Yankees both doing well. Phillies are doing well. Mets doing okay.
Will there be an
Um,
outsider like in all the other sports? I mean, the Celtics got beat the other day in the basketball.
yeah,
You know, the
not
Knicks are
sure.
going
Not
crazy.
sure. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Mm.
Um, and what a great finish in Townsville a week ago in the supercars race between Matt Payne and Brock Feeney. Matt Payne's crew decided that when the safety car was in, they'd do his two compulsory pit stops during the
Two in one.
safety car. Two basically drove into
So
the pits,
yeah,
changed the tyres, out of the pits, one lap, back into the pits, put the petrol in,
clever.
and his tyres lasted, but he only won by 0.05 hundredths of a second
Ooh,
as Brock Feeney was closing. And it
crazy.
was what a finish. Matt Payne, you're my hero.
Awesome. Love
That's
it. A
about
bit of
it for this
supercars.
edition of the Hot Air Sports podcast. We're quickly running out of time.
Yeah.
So we'll,
Not in life, not in life, just in podcasting.
yeah, just in podcasting, just in
We'll be back
podcasting.
though, won't we, Macca? We'll be back at
We
some
will be back.
stage. We can get over our illnesses and our extracurricular activities.
Yep. And I know it's not sport.
Yep.
Um, Rest in peace, Normie.
Oh
Big
no,
Norm.
no!
Norm. What's going
What a
down, Mr.
legend.
Peterson? My bum on
Let's
is
talk.
still Woody.
Let's talk about what's going in, Woody. Love it.
Okay, that's it for this time. We will see you again soon, and it's a very good day from me.
And it's a good day from him.